Bill Lester became the first African-American to drive in a NASCAR race in 20 years. Then again, when Willie T. Ribbs did it 20 years before, people thought it might be the start of a trend. It wasn't. But there are those young black drivers out there hoping that things are about to change.
When you start the car up, you have to get the idle to a right spot. So when you go to pre-stage on a light, it won't jump.
12-year-old Demetrius Morris knows what he's doing. Even though a drag race lasts less than 10 seconds, there is a lot going on. Not only during the race, but even more preparing to get the car on the track with a realistic chance to win.
It takes a lot of time prepping the car, changing it, testing it, going over. You constantly have to do something with it. Your helmet in the car? It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. You really need to have somebody to do that, but I can't afford that. We don't have that kind of finances, so I have to do it myself.
Tough to compete when you don't have a lot of money, and that helps explain why there are no more African Americans competing at Atco Raceway today than there were when Len Miller became the first black person to crack the top 10 there back in the 60s.
I would say there were less African Americans in motorsports driving today than it was back in the Atco days of 1960s. In motorsports, things have not gotten better.
Former race car driver Doc Watson now has two other African Americans driving for him in the ARCA series. He says it's hard to find businesses that will sponsor black drivers, and without the sponsorship, it's impossible to compete.
So it's all about the dollar. No matter how we look at it, you have to have the sponsorship. And the sponsors is not open that gate yet for minority drivers.
But that raises another question. Why can't the black community come up with the money to sponsor its own?
The thing that disturbs me is that the black athletes and entertainers will come along and will spend more money to join in with a white team because they think that the ice is colder.
Meanwhile, a 12-year-old boy in Lansdowne continues to put the pedal to the metal, maneuvering his way around an empty lot near his home, trying to compete with others who have better cars and places to run them.
Basically, we go to New Jersey, so a lot of them are from New Jersey, up in that area, and they have a lot of space around their house. So they probably go somewhere, or they just go down to the track on a regular night, like tonight, not on a race night, to test the car out.
So they may have a little bit of an advantage?
Probably.
Probably?
No.
You just feel like you're going to do this and it's going to happen, huh?
Yes.
All right, good luck, Demetrius, and thank you very much for joining us. For Don Tollefson and Tom Shredencheck, I'm Billy V. Have a great evening.